Well, greetings, hello, and welcome, TechWise family. This is a little different format video than what I would normally be bringing you, but I went on a little trip last week and I thought that I could share my experiences and give you some advice on taking a cruise to Alaska. I went on a 7-day cruise to Alaska. I bought a lot of stuff, and so I think what I'm going to do is I've got a 4-part video series where in video number 1, I'm going to talk about what to pack, what to bring, the things that I bought, the things that I really shouldn't have bought on an Alaskan cruise. Video 2, I've got some air travel tips from a guy who does not enjoy traveling via air. Had a very successful trip flying through the air on an airplane. So we're going to share that in video 2. Number 3, getting around, talking about ride shares, Ubers, Lyfts versus taxis. All these different modes of transportation that you go through. One of my favorite movies is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and I did all of them on this trip, so I've got some things to share on that front as well. And then video number 4, exploring the cruise ports. I went to Juneau, Ketchikan, and Skagway on my particular trip. So I'll talk about what I did in those little adventures, and what I got up to, what it costs, all of the stuff. So total transparency. Again, a little different kind of video than what you might normally be used to, but I think it's I've got some knowledge to share, so I'm going to share it. Here we go. All right, first item that you're probably really going to need to purchase if you don't have it already is a good set of luggage. I already had luggage, thankfully, so I didn't have this additional cost. We elected to go with 2 suitcases per person plus a personal item. We flew on Alaskan Airlines, and your first check bag, the bigger one there, is going to cost you $35. The second one is going to cost you $45. However, this little guy will fit in the carry-on overhead bin. And so you could get away with carrying on this piece of luggage and wearing a backpack, and you'd be good to go. You wouldn't have to pay any bag fees. One of the things that I went with my parents, one of the things that we said that we regret doing is bringing 2 bags per person and a backpack. It was just too much luggage. We felt like we could have gotten by. The cruise ships all have laundry services, and you can do laundry on there. So I would highly suggest, if you can at all, just take 1 bag per person. Check the bag. That way you don't have to worry about getting it into a carry-on avenue. $35 for them to check your bag is not a big deal, even though Alaska did lose our luggage the first day, but they wound up delivering it to us anyway. So not a big deal, but you need some luggage. I like the hard shell stuff because it is very sturdy. You'll want to, I put stickers all over mine because you're going to see a lot of luggage that looks very similar. My parents had the black set of luggage. So everybody has the same kind of luggage. So if you've got some generic luggage, put stickers on it, tie ribbons around it, make it stand out that way whenever it comes out on that baggage conveyor. You can easily spot it, get it, and go. I absolutely recommend this item. We cruised Carnival, and in the Carnival stateroom I was in, it only had 1 wall outlet in the entire room. It did have 4 USB ports in the lamp next to the bed, but this was essential as a techie guy who brings video game systems, iPads, battery banks. Like, I needed multiple ways to charge multiple devices, and this was a lifesaver. The only thing that you need to make sure that you don't do is bring anything that has surge protection, because the cruise ship will not allow surge protection. This one was perfect, $9.48. It had USB ports, it had 3 plugins. It was awesome. Next item I would recommend bringing, you might not think of this, but it actually came in handy a lot. I bought a variety pack of storage bags, elected for the slider version. No matter what kind you get, just get some different sizes, bring them. They were just really handy to have around in case we were out and about and we wanted to share some candy, or guilty pleasure for me was those chocolate chip cookies on the buffet. I don't know what Carnival's doing with those chocolate chip cookies, but man, they are tasty. Holy cow. So I would grab, a plate of like 10 to 15 of them, because total gluttony on a cruise, it's what you do. And I would put them in my little Ziploc bag, take them back to my little hidey hole, and just eat chocolate chip cookies constantly, because you're on a cruise. It's the Carnival 15. It's going to happen, but those really came in handy a lot. So I recommend bringing some Ziploc bags. Yes, germ sanitizer. I really like this brand, especially because it's kind of like gel, and my mom will say too that she doesn't like some of the hand sanitizers that are out there, but we both really liked this one. You get a pack of 6 for $13.62. You're touching spoons that other people are touching on those buffets. You're touching railways. You're touching a lot of stuff. There's a lot of germs going around. So I had one of these on me constantly, and I was offering it to my parents as well. So get yourself some hand sanitizer. Next item on the list that's a must if you're traveling with any number of gadgets, get yourself a portable power bank. That way you can charge your phone on the go. I used my phone to take videos the whole time. I never had any worry about running out of battery power because the one day when I was really heavily using my phone, taking lots of videos, I noticed that my battery is down into about 30%, and I was like, uh-oh, I better charge it. I had this power bank with me, and I connected it to my phone, and I just had a cord running from the power bank to my backpack to my phone, and that way I could keep using my phone and charging at the same time. They're crazy inexpensive now. You can take up to a 27,000 milliamp hour battery on the plane. You're not allowed to check these. You got to take them in your carry-on, but you can take up to 27,000 milliamp hours. That's a big battery. This one, for example, it's tiny, it's slim. I like the display. You can charge multiple devices at one go. With 10,000 milliamp hours, you could charge a phone 2 to 3 times before it would completely drain the battery, or an iPad one time, which was perfect for my purposes. So get yourself a battery bank. This was a fantastic purchase. My mom bought one of these for my dad, and I saw it, and I was like, I need that. I don't know how I don't have one of these already. I had one before, but it was kind of heavy. This one is very lightweight. It folds down, very compact. This is for your toiletries. You put this in a checked bag, you don't even think about it, but then whenever you get on the cruise ship, you just unzip it, unfold it, hang it up on the rack, and you've got all of your stuff right there. You don't have to put your things anywhere. And so in a cruise ship where storage can be limited if you've got multiple people in your cabin, something like this is a lifesaver, especially at $14. That's a good purchase. Another fantastic purchase. If you're like me, you get hot-natured, you've got fans. I've got a fan on me right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it going, but I get a little toasty, and I get real toasty at night. So this was a great purchase. It folds down flat. Do they have a good picture of it where it's folded all the way? Yeah, right there. So look how small that gets folded down. The head's kind of in the way. That's it. So it fits wonderfully in a suitcase. I also loved it because it's got this stand, so you don't have to take up valuable side table space, nightstand space next to your bed. I just had mine on the floor, pointed right at my big old head, and I was cool as a cucumber. That's a good purchase, and it's rechargeable, so you can run it either hooked into power to not worry about it, or if you don't have a power source available, it's rechargeable. It'll run just on the rechargeable batteries that are built within it. Good purchase. Now, this is probably the only thing that I'm going to say that I purchased, and I really don't recommend it, but I wanted to mention it specifically in this video because every single cruise blog that I saw, they said, buy magnetic hooks. They're going to be so great. You can stick them on the walls because the walls in a cruise ship cabin are going to be magnetic, and you can hang stuff and you'll just have all this storage space. Most of my walls were not magnetic, and I had an interior room down in the ship, so they just didn't seem that helpful. I did use one of these though to cover my peephole, so if you're paranoid about people looking into your peephole, you can cover it with that. But other than that, I really didn't use them. They are pretty inexpensive, so maybe if you do wind up on a cruise ship where the walls are magnetic and you can use these, I could see it maybe being useful where I could hang my hats, but I was in a stateroom by myself, so I really wasn't hurting for storage at all. So maybe that's another reason why I didn't really need the hooks. If you're going to go to Alaska, you're going to deal with the Alaskan elements, and you never know the roll of the dice, what that's going to look like, and what kind of weather you're going to get. We hit the absolute jackpot for weather. We prepared for the worst, but we got the best. We were sunny and 65 degrees every day, and we did not get a hint of rain the entire time we were there, which is very bizarre. But I did purchase some of these Adidas men's waterproof sneakers. There's nothing worse than walking around somewhere all day with wet feet. These were very comfortable. I highly recommend them. I took them on a pretty strenuous hike up into the mountains at Juneau, I think is where we were whenever we did that. Really, really good. Really, really solid. Love these shoes. Would recommend some form of waterproof hiking shoe. Didn't have to use this either, but I was glad that I had it because I was carrying a backpack every single day and I had lots of electronics and other goodies in there, and it was not a waterproof backpack. If it starts to pour on you and you're out in the elements, I'm not a big umbrella guy, don't like carrying umbrellas. I like rain jackets. And this I thought would be a great addition because it's only $10. It's universal fit. It'll go around your backpack if you're in a pinch and you get caught in a downpour and you don't want your valuable stuff to get waterlogged. I think that's a good purchase. This was a very surprising purchase. It wasn't a surprising purchase, but I was surprised at how much I liked this thing for only $25. So I originally bought this thinking that I wouldn't use it. I was just going to kind of bring it, and this is what sold it on me. This is how it comes. It comes in this little bitty pack. Look at that. Look how tiny that is. That's the backpack right there. And so you unzip that, and out comes this pretty darn good-sized backpack. And I've got lots of backpacks that I was planning on bringing, but I liked how lightweight this one was, and I really liked the straps. I was able to use these straps to strap it to my carry-on roller luggage, and that way I didn't have to have it on my back whenever I was going through the airport. It's got interior pockets to protect valuables. The two side pockets are awesome too, because just like they're doing right there, they've got their water bottle safe and secure in those side pockets. So even if you're doing some crazy hiking, they're not going to go all over the place. This thing was very surprising to me how much I liked it, especially for $25. Really good backpack. Didn't have to use these, thankfully, but I recommend bringing them. I get sick on roller coasters now, apparently. Hooray, hashtag hooray for being in your 40s. So get some kind of motion sickness something and just bring it on a cruise because you never know. Maybe you've never been on one and you don't know like how the seas are going to be or how your body's going to react to that. Having these is a little bit of peace of mind, and they are not expensive. They're just little stick-on patches that go right behind your ear, like right about there, and they last all day. They also smell very pleasant. I don't really know what the smell is with them, but maybe it's like aloe or something. They smell good, and they keep you from getting sick, so little insurance there for you. Next, this was the rain jacket that I wound up purchasing. I think I had some rain jackets already, but they weren't quite the right weight. Like I've got some really light ones and I've got some heavier ones. I was going with the mindset of layers in Alaska. That's kind of what everybody was recommending in the blogs that I was reading in preparation for going. And I stumbled across this one, and people in the reviews said that this is a really great midweight jacket for layering. And I said, bingo, that is what I need in my life. And it was like we had some days where the wind was howling and it was super cold. I just put that thing on and I was comfy cozy. Again, I would layer up, so I had long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff underneath it, and it packed really small as well. There was a day where I wound up taking off the jacket, and I just wadded it up, put it in that backpack that I showed you previously, and it was perfect for that. So get yourself a light to midweight rain jacket with a hood, especially if you're not going to be somebody that likes to carry an umbrella, because that hood will save you from the rain as well. This was like maybe top 3 of my favorite purchases that I made. These pants were incredible. Now I got them because they're convertible. You can convert them from pants to shorts. I wound up wearing them every day. One, they were just so darn comfy. I'm a bigger guy, and so I like to have the expandable waistband, especially if I'm going to be on a cruise and I'm going to be eating a lot of food. And I don't know that they actually show it in any of these pictures, but the little zipper fly right here, it's got a piece of Velcro right there. And that just kind of gives you the the knowledge that that's going to stay right where it's supposed to be. They are water resistant. They were quick dry. They packed so small, like you just rolled them up into a little ball. And I could have easily just probably packed maybe 3 or 4 pairs of those for a 7-day cruise and been totally fine. Utilize the laundry service because, again, with the being able to zip the legs off, go from pants to shorts, those are really good. I only brought 2, but I rewore them a couple times because they were awesome. Now, I do recommend getting some shoe bags, but these were a little bit small. My hiking boots fit in them, but it was a really tight squeeze. So if you have shoes that are going to be a little bit bigger, I wear size 11 for your reference, or maybe you've got a shoe size that's smaller, maybe these will be perfect for that. I liked them because if I went out somewhere and my hiking boots got all dirty, nasty, yucky, then I could put them in the shoe bag and not worry about them intermingling with the other items in my suitcase. I think that they would have been great for that. I didn't wind up encountering any muddy, yucky rain weather, but if I did, I would have been glad that I would have spent $8.54 to get 2 of these shoe bags. I think that would have been a good purchase. I love these socks. Big fan of these socks. I wanted something that was moisture wicking, cotton, heavy-ish duty. They weren't too hot. They weren't too cold. They were perfect. And man, they were so comfortable. I'm very impressed with these socks. You get 4 pairs of them for $20. I might order another set of them because I was just like, wow, this is like a pillow for my feet. And I'm loving life in these socks. I'm loving life in the socks. This was my first adventure utilizing packing cubes. I'd never heard of packing cubes, but in my research to look up what I needed to go on this trip, a lot of people said that packing cubes are a very efficient method for packing and traveling. I'm a chronic overpacker, so my thought was that, all right, this is going to help me limit the number of shirts I bring, the number of pants I bring, because I can only fit so many shirts in this smaller bag. And it did. It really helped me to not overpack. And on top of that, it made the process of getting into my suitcase and finding exactly what I needed so much easier, because if you've got everything kind of mixed together, you got to kind of rifle through it. Oh, there's the shirt that I wanted to wear, rifle through it. There's the pants that I want. You know, there's a pair of clean underwear, and you wind up messing everything up. Whereas with the packing cubes, I just put all of my socks in a bag, all my underwear in a bag, all my shorts in a bag, all my shirts in a bag, and then I put outerwear in a bag, and the pants went somewhere. I don't know where they went. But I used those, and then it also came with these 2 laundry bags, which were also very useful. So whenever I had dirty clothes, I just put those in the laundry bag, and I didn't have to keep everything separated and figure out, well, what did I wear, what did I not wear whenever I came back and I went to do laundry. So I am a fan of packing cubes. If you're going on a longer trip, gold star. Second to last item, we've got a first aid kit. This did actually come in handy. This is $9.49. Some of the items in here, we can take a look at it. My dad, the first day of the cruise, he was dealing with a splinter. So I said, you know what? I bought a first aid kit, and it's got a pair of tweezers in it. Here you go, buddy. And he used the tweezers. I think that Mom wound up having to get the splinter out for him. But I had the first aid kit. The thought was there, and we were covered if we had any bandage issues or anything like that. So for $9.49, again, that's just easy insurance. Comes in that nice little kit. Comes with that container, too, which is a hard shell case and kit. It's very nice. Good stuff. Last item that I recommend, and this is the only one that's on Walmart because it's an Ozark Trail product, which is Walmart's house brand. I recommend a sling bag to utilize while on the cruise ship. A lot of people just walk around with their lanyard, with their cruise ship card, and that's cool. That's all good and well. But I've got things like books. I've got my water bottle. I've got my coffee sweetener that I've got to have. I got a lot of items that I don't really necessarily want to have a full-on backpack, but a $12.97 sling bag might be just perfect. And wow, was I impressed with this bag. Very, very high quality for what it is. My dad bought one as well, and he loved the straps on the front because he would actually take this on his excursions, and he took his jacket off and he strapped it to his sling bag using this method. It's got a cell phone holder there on the front of the strap there. It's very comfortable. It's very lightweight. It's got 2 gigantic pockets on the inside. Like there's a big pocket right there, and there's a big pocket right there. And I fit a 32-ounce water bottle, all of my goofy coffee stuff, my iPad, and my Nintendo Switch. And I was hiding ducks, because hiding ducks is a thing on cruise ships. I had all of that stuff in this sling bag, and it was just so convenient. $12.97. Pick one up at Walmart. That's good stuff. All right, so that was a lot of information. I hope that at least some of it was very helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to respond back and answer those for you. I think I'm going to put everything that I covered here in an Amazon shopping list as well to make it really easy for you guys to purchase these items if you would so choose to do so. So here's where we're going on down the road as we look at our other videos. So thank you very much for watching. And as always, I hope now you are more tech-wise.